Very good afternoon. Namaste to all dear learners. I, Dr. Mahesh Singh, Professor, Plant Pathology, College of Agricultural Sciences, Tirthankar Mahavir University, Muradabad, Uttar Pradesh. Welcome once again to you all in NIOS live studio program. Dear learners, hope you all are doing very well. Dear learners, today we will discuss about the diseases and insect pest of sugarcane and their management. This is a very important topic for your learning point of view, and we will discuss in detail about the insect pest, what are the major insect pests basically, and what are the diseases, and how much they cause loss in the crop, as well as what are the impact on the economical basically. So, dear learners, the topic is diseases and insect pest of sugarcane, and the learning objective of the today's session is basically you will be study about the symptoms, etiology, disease cycle, identification of the insect pest, basically major insect pest we will take care, and the sustainable and suitable management practices for major diseases as well as insect pests for the sugarcane crop to ensure better and assured yield. Dear learners, these are the your learning outcome. At the end of the session, you will be able to understand about the importance of diseases as well as insect pest, their economical impact, causal agent, symptoms, and basically the favorable condition, you can say the disease cycle of the spread and the suitable management practices for the reduce of the disease severity to ensure better crop yield. Dear learners, the sugarcane, that is Saccharum officinarum, is an important cash crop. It belongs to the family Poaceae. It widely cultivated sugarcane basically. You can say it is the so many country it has been cultivated, and the cultivation however frequently threatened by the variety of the diseases and insect pests, which can be significantly reduce both yield as well as the quality of the produce. And the sugarcane production is frequently threatened by the so many biotic factors like bacteria, fungi, viral and so many insect pests for the effect of the growth, yield, and the sugarcane basically. The common major disease includes red rot, smut, wilt, and leaf scale, while major insect pests including early shoot borer and the top shoot borer, sugarcane pyrilla, whitefly, mites, etc. And annual farmers may experience the loss about the 10 to 40%. It's depending upon the completely the severity of the diseases as well as the insect pest, and at the time of harvesting basically, and and the causal agent, symptoms, and favorable conditions for the spread of the life cycle and the effective management practices of these pests and diseases is crucial for managing healthy crops and achieving the better and assured yield. Dear learners, these are the some important list for the basically diseases, that is red rot, smut, grassy shoot, ratoon stunting, that is RSD, and pocha bowing disease, yellow leaf syndrome, and basically bacterial wilt, rust or smut, and the leaf scale. These are the basically the diseases. And the insect pest, the major insect pest is early shoot borer, internode borer, top shoot borer, root borer, whitefly, sugarcane pyrilla, mealybug, termites, scale insect. These are some important insect pests which are responsible to cause damage to the crop. Dear learners, we will discuss in detail about the red rot of sugarcane. The distribution of the red rot of sugarcane is it is widely distributed where sugarcane is growing. Basically, it has been distributed globally, and tropical and subtropical climate is favored to this disease, and it is widespread in continent like India, Brazil, China, Thailand, and favored to the region around the globes where sugarcane cultivation is mostly growing. The disease thrives in the warm and humid condition, it making the region with such as climate such as susceptible to the spread. Dear learners, the economic importance of this disease, as you know, it is a very significantly affect the sugarcane crop worldwide, because sometime it causes the loss up to 60%, and it's depend upon the severity as well. It leads to the sustainable loss of the sugarcane yield of the quality as well, and infected plant exhibit reduce the cane weight, sugarcane content, sucrose recovery, and it reducing the disease revenues, it decrease the revenue generation as well as the sugarcane mills also. And control measures including the fungicide application and cultural practices that contribute to the production cost that impacting the overall economics of the sugarcane cultivation. Dear learners, the symptoms, it is a very easy to identify the symptoms, and basically the causal organism, you know, it is a fungal pathogen, that is Coletrotychum fulcatum. Coletrotychum fulcatum is a fungal pathogen which is responsible to cause red rot disease in sugarcane, and the symptoms is red to orange lesion appears on the lower stalk portion at early stage. Lesion start small and water soaked, that enlarging in size and increased the stalk, so the internal discoloration, it's turning the reddish browns to dark brown in color, and after some time if you tear the stem, it emits the foul odor, and the stalk become brittle, and it leading to the losing as well as reduce the cane weight also. Dear learners, these are the photographs which showing the red rot symptoms severely, and the disease cycle, basically how disease is spread and how it continue one by 1 year sustaining, and the disease is cycle begin when the spores of the red rot fungus, that is Coletrotychum fulcatum, come into the contact with the susceptible part of the sugarcane plants such as wounds, leaf, scale, leaf, and cut during the cultivation or harvesting time. And once the spores land on the plant surface, they germinate and penetrate the host tissues, and after that these spores grow inside the sugarcane, that causing the damage and it making the plant sick. After that the colonization and symptoms development happen as the fungus colonize and the plant tissues in the plant tissues, and it start the causing of the damage and including the symptoms characteristics of the red rot, and the spores dissemination after that through the various means such as winds, rain, splashes, insect vectors, contaminated farms tools, and agricultural practices that facilitating the spread of the disease to healthy sugarcane plants, and the survival of the fungal pathogens by means of the crop cycles to the infected plant debris. After harvesting the infected crop debris like stubbles, like leaves and ratoon as well in the soil, and it alternative hosts, some alternative hosts are also responsible to harbor the pathogen, and that ensuring it's the persistent to the potential for reinfection to the subsequent planting season. And these are the life cycle of the red rot of sugarcane, that is Coletrotychum fulcatum, and I had discussed about it in detail. And the management, dear learners, it is a very crucial part of the disease. How you can manage the plant disease, basically red rot. The plant resistant, first of all, selection of the variety is very important in case of red rot of sugarcane. Plant resistant variety of the sugarcane are less susceptible to red rot disease. So you have to select the disease resistant variety. Crop rotation is one of the most important to minimize the disease severity, or you can say pathogen load. You rotate the sugarcane with the non-host crop to reduce the buildup of the fungal spores in the soil. And next is sanitation. You can remove and destroy the infected plant debris to reduce the sources of inoculum for the future infection. And removal of the alternate host is also important to keep the field clean and the free from weeds, which can be harbor the fungus and the source of the primary infection. So next you can treat the seed sets, you can say with the fungicide or biocontrol agents like Trichoderma viride before the planting are showing it protect against the infection. Next point is you have to monitor regularly in the field. If the symptoms appears in the early stage, you have to take a prompt action if any sign or symptoms or infection are observed over there. Proper irrigation, you have to avoid over irrigation, as excess moisture can be create the favorable condition for the fungal growth of the and as well as disease development also. And proper nutrient management should be also there in the field. If you are using the more nitrogenous fertilizer, it can cause the or create the susceptibility to the pathogen. And the integrated pest management or integrated disease management, you can say it is a strategy to manage the insect pest as well as the diseases in the field for which are responsible to transmitting the fungal spores directly or indirectly, reducing the risk of the red rot infection. You can use the chemical fungicide as well to apply the fungicides such as carbendazim or bevestin at the rate of 0.1% to 0.2%, which is basically favor to the managing the disease. And the next disease is sugarcane grassy shoot. Dear learners, it is the second important, you can say, the disease is sugarcane grassy shoot, and it is basically prevalent in various sugarcane growing region worldwide, including tropical and subtropical areas. It is particularly widespread in the countries such as India, Brazil, China, Thailand, and so many other parts of the world where sugarcane cultivation is significantly agricultural activity. And the economically it is also important disease, that is because of the it is economically very important. It caused the severe loss as well as yield quality of the sugarcane. It infect the plants that exhibit the stunted growth, reduce the sugarcane content, and increase the susceptibility to losing as well, and resulting in the decreased sugarcane production, and overall profitability of the sugarcane cultivation may decrease. So it is very important to understand about the grassy shoot of sugarcane. And you know, the causal organism of grassy shoot is basically it is a phytoplasma disease. The name of causal agent is Candidatus phytoplasma sacheri, and the symptoms of the grassy shoot disease you can easily identify in the field. Basically typical manifest in young sugarcane plants. Excessive tillering, you will be observing if you find these symptoms like the excessive tillering, that resulting in the dense it's looking the grassy appearance overall affected shoots over there, and stunted growth and as well as the shorten of the internode size basically, and that leading to the bushy appearance or grassy appearance. It reduce the vigors and overall poor plant health, and it increase the susceptibility and lodging also. And you can see here in the photographs the how the internode size is reduced, as well as the grassy appearance of the sugarcane is over there. So it is completely loss you can say of the sugarcane yield and production. It affect the production as well. And dear learners, the how it is spread or continue one year to another year means disease cycle. Basically the phytoplasma pathogen is introduced into the sugarcane plants through feeding activity of the insect vectors. Primarily leafhopper is responsible for the transmission. Basically infected leafhopper acquire the phytoplasma while feeding. It infected if the leafhopper take the sugarcane where the infected sugarcane plants over there, then plants and subsequently it transmit into the healthy plants during the subsequent feeding. And the multiplication and colonization of the phytoplasma after that in the vascular tissue will be happen in the sugarcane plants, and it disturbing the nutrient and water transport, leading to the development of the characteristic symptoms basically. And the pathogen basically propagation of the infected sugarcane plants, it is the severe reservoir, you can say, the serve as a reservoir for the phytoplasma, which can be transmitted to new plant to leafhopper through the vegetative propagation, as well as methods such as the planting of the infected sets. If you are planting the direct cutting sets of the infected plant sets, and otherwise by means of the propagating materials, it may also spread. And the disease is spread within the sugarcane field through the movement of the infected leafhopper and the planting infected material, that contributing to the dissemination of the phytoplasma to the healthy plants. Dear learners, how you can manage this grassy shoot disease in the field? Basically the vector, that is leafhopper, is responsible to disseminate the disease. So you have to control, first of all, take the implement the measures such as the control of the leafhopper population through the use of insecticide or by means of cultural practices, and as you can also use by the biological control method also. And sanitation is one of the most important practices to minimize the insect vectors. Like you can remove and destroy the infected sugarcane plants to reduce the source of inoculum, and it will be the prevent to spread of the disease. And varietal resistance, basically the plant resistance against the so many variety are there, so it will be the helpful to reduce the tolerant somehow against the grassy shoot disease. Dear learners, you can also control by using the utilize molecular detection techniques such as polymerase chain reaction PCR for early detection and diagnosis of the phytoplasma infection in sugarcane plant. And crop management, like optimize the agronomical practices such as irrigation, fertilization and weed control to promote the healthy plant growth and minimize the stress such as increase of the susceptibility to the grassy shoot disease. Dear learners, the third disease we will discuss about the RSD, that is ratoon stunting disease. It is the also important disease because in India and other country also ratoon cropping system is basically favor in the case of sugarcane. So ratoon disease is also important and it is a very severe sometime, and the sugarcane prevalent in the this disease is prevalent basically in the tropical as well as subtropical region where the sugarcane cultivation is basically over there, and the major sugarcane producing countries such as Brazil, India, China, Thailand and many other part in the Latin America, is Asia Pacific and Africa countries is the impact of the RSD disease. Dear learners, this disease is also economical important by means how because the infected plants may have lower sugar content in their stock, as well as the further impacting the economic value of the harvested cane. And RSD infected plants often exhibit the symptoms such as stunted growth and yellowing of the leaves, which can reduce the overall quality of the harvested cane. And the basically RSD can be cause overall yield reduction, which estimated loss ranging from 10% to 50%, even higher if the severity of the affected field is there. Dear learners, the causal organism and symptoms is basically it is basically Laciphonia xylai, and the symptoms of the RSD is it is typically appear in the ratoon crop and rather than the initial plant crop, and they include basically stunted growth, yellowing of the leaf, narrow leaves, and it reduce the yield quality, as well as the basically the ratoon should exhibit the reduced growth, or you can say stunted growth of the healthy plants, and yellowing of the leaf. After that the leaves may turn into yellowing in the color, that exhibit the chlorosis sometime due to the nutrient deficiency caused by the imparted vascular function, or you can say the vascular function has been disturbed due to this disease, so that the chlorosis may happen. And narrowing of the leaves may appear of the narrow because of the normal due to the restricted nutrient uptake by means of the vascular bundle disturbance of this xylem fungi bacteria, and because it reduce the overall yield of the crop. And how it happen means disease cycle, how it severe may happen, and the bacterium enters into the sugarcane plants through the wounds such as natural openings, or sometimes it colonize in the xylem vessels where the basically multiplies and the spread systematically. And as the infection of the sugarcane plants grow, the bacterium is spread through the vascular system, that causing the stunted and other symptoms of the characteristic of the RSD. And overwintering, the bacterium can survive in the infected plant materials including crop residues and in the soil, where the surviving as a source of primary inoculum for the subsequent crop. Dear learners, it release the secondary inoculum by means of the spread of the disease can occurs through the infected planting materials, irrigation water, as by means of the mechanical activities such as farm equipment, sowing, digging, and other farm implements. And the secondary spread of the bacterium may occur via insect vectors, although this is less common, but less common rather than direct. and the disease management, how you can manage the RSD disease in the field, because it is important, another important disease. Use of the disease free planting material is one of the best practices to minimizing the disease severity. Basically, planting with the disease free seed cane such as that may be prevalent to the introduction of the disease into the new field, and crop rotation is another practices which is non-host plants. You can use the non-host plants of the crop, and it helps to reduce the pathogen population into the soil, and it breaks to the disease cycle. Sanitation is another important practices to removal and destruction of the infected crop residues that can help to reduce of the inoculum levels, and it prevent the spread of the RSD to subsequent crop. Dear learners, biological control that is another means of agent that can be the suppress the bacterium population into the soil or within the infected plant is ongoing, and resistant varieties also has been identified, and the breeding of the resistance to RSD is ongoing effect to develop the cultivars that can be the withstand and the infected, and it can be the reduce the impact of the disease on the sugarcane yield. The last weapon, you can also apply the bactericide to seed cane, or in the as well as in the form of soil treatments. It may provide the some control of the RSD through the effective cane variety or resistant development is a concern. And dear learners, the next disease we will discuss, that is wilt of sugarcane. Wilt of sugarcane, it also has been distributed overall where the the sugarcane has been cultivated. Means basically this disease is caused by the fungal pathogen, that is Fusarium species, and it is widely distributed where the sugarcane growing region around the world, and it is particularly prevalent in the tropical and subtropical areas with warm and humid climates where sugarcane cultivation is common. And major sugarcane producing countries such as Brazil, India, China, Thailand and other Latin American, Asia Pacific and African that can experience the impact of wilt disease over there. And it is also economically important because the losses of the sugarcane growers is more in case of this disease. And this disease affect the plants because the growth and development of the leading to reduce the yield and poor quality of the cane, and it infected plants may exhibit stunted growth, allowing of the browning of the leaves and premature death. And yield loss can be range from 10 to 50%, even higher, because it depend upon the completely severity of the field and depending upon the factors such as virulence of the pathogen, environmental condition and crop management practices. So dear learners, we will discuss the further, just taking a small break. After that we will meet again. Thank you.
प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
संसाधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वह विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर। दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बहुत,
कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने।
Dear learners, welcome back to the studio. We are discussing about the wilt disease of sugarcane, and we had discussed about basically this is the fungal disease, and the economically this disease is very important. It causing the effect of yield loss ranging from 10 to 50% and sometimes more than that. And now about the pathogen which are responsible to disease and symptoms. Basically the Fusarium species is responsible to cause this disease, and the symptoms you can identify in the field very easily, and because it is the typically visible, and you can in the later stage, and the infection completely wilting of the dropping of the leaves, and especially during the hottest part of the day, and yellowing and browning of the leaves is starting from the lower leaves to the progressive upward, and stunted growth of the infected plants, and sometimes browning to darkening of the vascular tissues in the stem when you get tear it, and the premature death of the affected plants leading to the lodging of the severe cases. And you can see the disease severity over there, you in the field, how the disease get affect the whole crop, and the crop is completely damaged, and basically you can look into the patch wise also. And basically the disease cycle, Fusarium species infect the sugarcane plants through the wounds or natural openings in the roots, and the fungus colonize the vascular system leading to the blockage of the water nutrient transport also. And symptoms development, infected plant exhibit the wilting, leaf discoloration, stunting growth, and disease progression also. And the pathogen is spread by means of the survival of the soil, and how the crop residues and the infected plant material that contributing to the spread of the disease. And another means that is environmental conditions such as warm temperature and high soil moisture levels that will be favor to the disease development and spread. And secondary infection by means of other pathogens like pest, and may increase into the symptoms of the wilt that decrease the further vacant and infected plants. And now about the management practices, how you can manage this disease in the field. Basically crop rotation, resistance variety, soil amendment practices is important. So you have to rotate the crop with non-host crops that can helps to reduce the buildup of Fusarium species and in the field, and it may break the disease cycle. And resistant variety is available. So many resistant variety has been already identified, or somehow tolerant sugarcane variety is there that helps to mitigate the impact of wilt disease. That the breeding programs aimed at the development of the resistant cultivars are ongoing also. And soil amendment by incorporating the organic matter and using the soil amendment such as biofertilizers that can improve the soil health, and it may suppress the Fusarium species. And next point is sustaining the means sanitation is also removing and destroying the infected plant debris that can helps to reduce the infected Fusarium species in the field. And biological control agents such as antagonistic microorganisms is under way to develop the environmentally and eco-friendly option for managing the wilt disease. And the last weapons is you can also apply the chemical fungicides by providing some control of the wilt disease through the affecting can vary by the resistance and the development is also concerned, but you may apply at the severe condition. And now about the rust of the sugarcane. It is also important disease in so many area, and it is also a fungal pathogen is because basically this disease is also distributed where the sugarcane growing region worldwide. It is prevalent in tropical and subtropical area with warm and humid climate where the sugarcane cultivation is common practices. and major sugarcane producing countries such as Brazil, India, China, Thailand and other Latin America and Asia Pacific and is also experience this disease and impact of the rust disease. And economically this disease is also significant because it causes the significant loss in the sugarcane grower, and the disease affect the plant growth as well as you can say the development of the leading to the reduce the yield and poor quality as well. And infected plants may affect the stunted growth and premature death also. Yield losses can range from 10 to 30% or even more than that, because of the it depend upon the severity of the affected field and it's depending on the factors such as virulence of the pathogen, environmental condition and crop management practices also. Dear learners, the pathogen which is responsible to this disease is Puccinia, and the symptoms you can identify the symptoms. Basically the rust disease is of the sugarcane typically manifest as orange to red color pustules on the leaves, sometimes stems as well as sheath also. And the stunted growth and reduction of the vigorous of infected plants also experienced, and the premature death of the leaves that leading to the decline of the photosynthesis activity, so that whole yield may affect, and reduction of the cane yield and sugar content due to the decrease of the photosynthesis and nutrient uptake may happen. And secondary infection by other pathogens or pest may increase the symptoms of the rust disease also. And here are the disease photographs of you can also see how the disease affect on the leaves as well as stems also, and the photosynthetic area may reduce by means of this pathogen. And disease cycle, dear learners, the infection of this disease in the sugar cane plants through the production of the iridospores, basically, which are the dispersed by means of wind as well as rain splashes also. The spores land first of all on the susceptible plant tissues, and over there they can germinate, and after that, after germination, they can penetrate up the leaf surface that establish the infection over there. And after that infection, the plants the development of the orange to red pustules on the that is known as uridinia, and on the leaves and stem as well as sheath also, which is the release of the additional spores, and after that they spread all over there. And after the germination, iridospores are dispersed to the nearby plant by means of the wind as well as rain splashes, that initiating the new infection within the field, that contributing to the spread of the disease within the field. You can say the secondary infection by means of the pathogen or by means of the pest may occur, further weakening of the infected plant and accelerating the symptoms of the rust disease. Overwintering, dear learners, the pathogen can overwinters in the infected plant debris as well as soil, and sometimes alternative host is also responsible for the harboring the pathogen in the field, and the severe as a source of inoculum, it serves as a source of inoculum which subsequent growing season. And dear learners, the management practices is basically how you can manage this disease in planting resistant or tolerant variety somehow, and it helps to mitigate the impact of rust disease. And crop rotation is also important by means of non-host crop that can helps to reduce the build up the pathogen in the soil, and it break the disease cycle also. and removing and destroying the infected plant debris is helps to reduce the inoculum of the Puccinia in the main field, and biological control practices is also important. You can use the trichoderma based biocontrol agent as a soil amendment or seed treatment. It may helps to suppress the rust disease, and it enhance the overall health and productivity of the sugarcane crops. Next point is you can also experience with the integrated disease management by means of combination of multiple management strategy based and on the you can use the so many practices which can control the rust disease in the sugarcane, and you can also apply the fungicides such as axistrobin and other systemic fungicide is against this disease is more important. And next disease is early shoot borer. Actually this is a insect pathogen and insect vector which are responsible to cause damage in the field. This is early shoot borer of the sugarcane. And the basically this disease, this insect pest of the sugarcane in India and other sugarcane growing region and primarily affect the young sugarcane shoots, and it also called the top shoot borer in early stage, and it can cause the 10 to 40% yield loss in the severe infection. So dear learners, you can see the ratio of the yield loss, that is up to 40%. You can at the time of the severe infection, especially in the ratoon crop, and it is the distribution in India as well as especially Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar and Tamil Nadu, where the crop is more cultivating over there. So it is also reported in other countries like Sri Lanka, Myanmar and Southeast Asia, and it prefers the area with intensive sugarcane cultivation over there. And host range, basically this sugarcane is other host range, but especially it occasionally attack on the sorghum or sometime maize under the severe infection also, and it led to the basically the life cycle of this insect is eggs, larva, pupa and adult. The eggs laid in the cluster in the form of clusters on the leaf surface. It looks like a pale yellow to the turning brown before the hatching, and larva bore into the shoot, and it look like a creamy white at the with the brown head also, and the main damaging stage is the larva, and the pupa inside the affected shoot are stem, and basically the moth is a form of adult. It is looks like a small brownish to the nocturnal, and it lay the eggs on the leaves, and the life cycle duration is 30 to 40 days depending on the temperature also, and basically the nature of the damage, the leaves bore into the center of the shoot, that is known as heart of the cane, and known as the dead heart. It appears on the young plants, and the stunted growth and reducing the tillering also. The symptoms basically the dead heart and easily early stage, and it bore into the inside the shoot, and basically wilting and yellowing of the leaves also. Dear learners, you can manage by use of integrated pest management practices by means of chemical insecticide also. So basically you can use the so many practices of integrated integrated pest management practices. So I hope this lesson find you well the learnings. Thank you very much for precious listening and learning. Thank you very much.